I am Pamela Lewerenz, known as the Brick Wall Coach. I wanted to come in here today and talk about some of those brick walls we need to either get through or over in order to create that success in business and in our life that we really desire and we deserve. And in 2009, I had what I considered a side hustle. I was an elected official in my community, and I was approached by a member of the library board who owned a financial firm. His wife had become ill, and he needed help with the administration piece of his business. He asked if I would help him. And I said, sure, why not? So I took on this role as administrator of his company back in like May or June of 2009. And I stayed in that role until I came down here last June. But when I was looking to get out of politics and wanted to do something else, I thought, I should use this business degree that I have in management with a minor in accounting and do exactly what I'm doing for this gentleman, creating my own business. It sounded great in theory. So like I said, it was a thought in my mind. I made the business plan up and I went for it. And I made it really successful within about 12 months, but I did not make it sustainable. In order to replace that income that I was used to having, I ended up working 70, 75 hours a week in my business. And that is totally not sustainable. And it totally was not what I wanted to do. That went against who I was, why I wanted to do this business, and it wasn't following my business plan. So I kind of tore that all apart and I reinvented my business and my foresight of what I wanted for myself with a 5-year and a 10-year plan going forward. And I became known as Brick Wall Coach. So I opened up this fantastic business consulting agency, and that is what I am doing today. So I kind of transitioned out of my administrative role, which I did for close to 2 years. I kept on, like I said, I kept on a couple people like that gentleman that I had started with because I couldn't say no. I was still learning how to say the word no. And also I enjoyed working for him, and I still had enough hours left over that I could build this consulting business. Most of what I did when I was in Connecticut was probably 50% online, 50% offline. And when I moved here last July, I went totally 100% online. And for those of you who have had a brick and mortar or have come from a role as an employee to just being an online business owner. I shouldn't say just, but being an online business owner, it is very different to be an online business versus either a brick and mortar or an employee for someone else. It takes on a whole new look at your life. So I struggled with that as I transitioned, and I started transitioning back in 2016. It took me a while to get to the point where I am now, but I'm happy with where I am. I'm happy that I am a portable, toteable, nomadic kind of business that I can just take my laptop and go back to Connecticut and still continue to work with my clients and get the work done while I'm not in my home office, which is terrific for me. Which, let me add, success for everybody is a different definition. What is success for me is not going to be success for Sally, and what's success for Sally may not be success for Jessica. It's totally up to what your business plan says. It's up to what you want to put into it and what you want to get out of it. Some people just want this little tiny side hustle. Other people want to do it part-time and make a small amount of money, part-time and make a large amount of money, or full-time and make money. So whatever it is, as long as you are doing what you're doing and you're making money, you're considered a business. You may be a solopreneur, you may be a freelancer, you may have an LLC, you might even be incorporated. I don't know, but I know this, that if you are selling a service, as I deal with service-based professionals the most, although sometimes I work with people who are product-based, but my niche is in service-based. So if you are selling a service and you are collecting money for that service, my friend, you have a business. So you need to have a business plan. And that is one of the things that I just wanted to mention briefly before before I got into the other part of this, which is all around mindset, because really that's what this is all about. Oh my goodness. Okay, so number one, we just deciphered exactly what a business is. It means that you're no longer just doing a hobby. You have to charge people money, and those people are paying you money. So that means you have a business, and you need to figure out all the little nuances around that. And the number one thing you need to do is have a business plan. I am a true believer of business plans, and I'm going to tell you why. Because your business plan is going to contain your why you are doing what you're doing, and you are going to continually come back to that piece of it. Your business plan is not a one and done thing. Your business plan does not have to be 100 pages long. If you're a solopreneur, a freelancer, or even a small business owner, your business plan may only be a few pages long, but it's going to contain the things that you need to be able to form your goals and to reach that level of success that you want. So the number one thing in a business plan, excuse me, because the writing on this little tiny screen that I am using is very tiny. Rewind. Okay, there are 6 essential parts of a business plan, and I'm not going to go into detail on any of them, but I am going to briefly let you know that if you are having a struggle, a hurdle, or whatever else, and you don't have a business plan, that's the first place to start. So the 6 essential parts of your business plan, the first piece is going to be your executive summary. And in your executive summary, sorry, I don't have my little stand in my screen is falling over. In your executive summary is where you are going to list out all your objectives, all your goals, what your business is about. You need to have your second piece here, your organization. And that kind of has 2 parts to it. So this is how your business is organized and how it's managed. Obviously, if you are a solopreneur, you are going to manage your own business in the beginning. You may get to the point where you're going to have team members or a business manager, but for now, let's say that your name is going to go right in that section. The third piece is going to be the funding. And this is an important piece because people look at that and they go, no, I'm just taking my computer and my printer and I'm running with it. That's great. But sometimes you need more. You need to figure out the funding for any of the programs, the apps, all the things that make your business that you need, that are necessary in order for you to run your business. You need that. It also brings into the financial projection piece of it. So we're not going to open a business and just say, yeah, I'm going to make money and hope that the money starts rolling in. You need to make goals and set your projections for your needed finances around that. Piece number 4, you are looking at your company description. And your company description is basically what you do and how you do it. Let me see. 5, your service or your product. What are you offering? How are you offering it? Who are you offering it to? That all kind of goes in under that service description. And then, of course, the 6th piece is going to be your marketing and your analysis. I kind of group those together for small type businesses. This is where you're going to have your marketing plan done out. This is where you are going to do a marketing analysis. You cannot sell to everyone, and you cannot sell something that people don't need. So that's kind of all grouped into that marketing piece. So that is the absolute 6 essentials that you need. So hurdle or struggle or something not going right, number 1, check and see if you have a business plan. If you already have a business plan, make sure that it's updated and it's current and it pertains to what you're actually doing. Check, check. If you get up there, you have your business plan, it's all up to date, you're still having some kind of struggle somewhere, chances are it's going to be in one of these other areas, which all, well, maybe not all fall under the mindset area category, but a lot of them do. It may be time management. It may be really difficult for you to be running your own business and being able to manage your time so that you are balancing your personal life too. For those that know me, I always say life is up here. Your business is just one point underneath that. Life is the umbrella, and underneath it you've got all these little circles. Business should be one of the little circles. There's many, many other things that fall under that, but it's life in general. So chances are if you're having some kind of issues with that, it's going to be in the area of time management, productivity, your systems and processes, maybe you're not systematized, all kind of falls under those categories. And then, of course, we've got the other one, which is mindset. And mindset, that's why I always say business and life for mindset, because mindset is such a huge, huge piece of all of this. We can do all the work, but if our mind is not in the right place, things are not going to get done or done so that they will be successful. And there's a lot of different things around that. So up here, I put the link to grab. I've written an ebook about different beliefs that we have that limit our growth as business owners. And side note, yeah, as people ourselves. So that is super helpful if you want to grab that book. But basically what it's going to do, dun, 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 basically what it's going to do is it's going to walk you through some categories. So in the mindset umbrella, another umbrella, I like umbrellas, I guess. It's probably going to fall into one of these categories. It's going to be not enough time, not enough money, not enough people, too many people, nobody wants to learn from me, or I don't have enough experience or education for this. Well, I'm going to knock off the experience and education part and tell you that that definitely is a hurdle that takes time and takes support to get around, but you have to look at it this way. If you are opening up a business that you have no clue about, that of course is the lack of experience or the lack of education. But if it's the mindset piece of it, and you know that you're educated, you know that you've got the experience. I have 3 decades of experience in the business world. I have the education to back that up. I've got a management and an accounting degree. So that piece of it, when I said, oh, I'm going to open up this consulting business and I'm working on these pieces with people, that's something that's not going to stand in my way, because that's not one of the limiting beliefs that I had. Some of the others, though, yes, definitely. So I'm going to use, for example, let's say you bake cupcakes. And you bake fantastic cupcakes, and everybody tells you your cupcakes are absolutely delicious. They melt in my mouth. I crave them when I don't have them, and all I can think about is your cupcake. And you keep hearing people say that to you. Cupcakes are great. Cupcakes are delicious. A+ cupcakes. And you're like, hey, everybody loves my cupcakes. I think I'm going to open up a business. I'm going to open up a cupcake business, and I'm going to sell these cupcakes to everybody. Okay, probably if you're really good at baking cupcakes, chances are that you don't have the business background in order to just be an overnight success. Chances are. I'm saying there might be a small percentage that maybe you're an A+ business management person too, and you bake super duper cupcakes. That would be a plus. But let's just say that you don't. That's when you reach out and you get the support, because guess what? You may not have that business knowledge right now on how to run a business, but there's other people out there that do. And they can help you through those hurdles, over the brick walls, through the brick walls. They can push through any of those things, and they can help you. Until you learn, you can have other people do it. If you even want to learn, you could put people, team members into place that are going to kind of run the administrative or management part of the business, and you're just really good at cupcakes. You just know you're really good at baking cupcakes. You want to bake massive quantities of cupcakes, and you want to sell massive quantities of cupcakes. You need to have a business manager. You need to have an accountant. You need to put all those people into place. You're going to have to put a marketer into place because you don't know marketing. You see where I'm going with this, hopefully? That is one of those mindset things we have to get over, that we absolutely need to have everything lined up and everything perfect and know absolutely everything there is to know about cupcakes. We don't. We don't have to. There's people around you, and you reach out and you ask for the help and the support. What are some of the other ones that I had listed there? Too many people, not enough people. You hear that a lot. One or the other. And again, that can be taken care of with your marketing plan, and actually going out there and making sure that what you have, these delicious cupcakes, that not everybody's going to eat cupcakes. Some people might need gluten-free cupcakes. Some people might not like chocolate. They only like vanilla. They might not like sprinkles on theirs. They might want theirs to not have frosting. They might want theirs to have some kind of filling in the center. There's all different things. You have to figure out how you are not only going to market these cupcakes, who you're going to market them to. If you're the person who bakes cupcakes but you don't make filling in yours, you're not going to sell your cupcakes to someone who wants filling. Trying to make it kind of an easy thing, and I love cupcakes. So there's always going to be people who are going to buy cupcakes. And there's always going to be people that will never buy cupcakes. You have to find where that target market is, and that's who you need to market to. You make cupcakes with a special old family recipe. Nobody else has that old special family recipe. Only you have that. So that's your unique selling point. So saturating a market or not having enough people, it's a matter of finding them and selling to them. And then the other two, there's not enough money and there's not enough time. Well, there's not enough money, so this is a limiting belief that people have about money, and often it is when you start diving into it, this is something you have to sometimes dig really deep on. We'll go back to other things. So for instance, if you feel like there's not enough money, there's not going to be enough money. Just the same way as when you drive up to the bank and your kids will say to you, did you get out money from that ATM machine? Well, no, or I only took out 20. Well, why didn't you take out more than that? Because that's what you know you have in your bank account. Kids will often say, well, the ATM just gives money. It spits money out at you. So it's all in how much you know about money, and I always encourage people to make sure when they're starting out with that business plan and looking at that financial, you want to make sure that you have enough money in the bank to cover expenses until you get up and running, until you start making a profit, until you see money start flowing back at you. So if you're having issues around the money piece, it's probably because you need a budget or you need to look at those financial projections a little closer. And there's all reasons around getting over money issues and financial stuff. Sometimes they go all the way back to childhood and the way that, allowances are not allowances. We had jobs, we didn't budget, we can't balance checkbooks, we learned how to do all that stuff at a young age, or we didn't learn how to do it, and it kind of perpetuates itself. So that's the money piece. And one of my favorite pieces to talk about, of course, is there's not enough time. Well, there's not enough time. There's 1,140 minutes in a day. There's 24 hours in a day. Everybody gets the same amount of time. It's what you put in, how much you're willing to put in for time. How much do you have to spend? Are you doing this, like I said, is this just like a little side hustle for you? Is this something you're building around a 9-to-5 job? You're only going to have an hour or two every day? That's great. That you already know you have your time boundaries. You have to be really intentional about the time you're spending so you can build it. Some people, they go in feet first and they just, they can spend 24 hours or 20 hours. I'm only going to sleep 4 hours. I'm going to be into this, but you can't sustain that. So you have to look at your schedule as a whole. And then you need to always, always, always plug in all your personal responsibilities first, and then start building the rest of the puzzle, the rest of your schedule, the rest of your calendar around the time you have left. So hopefully, like I said, I dive deep into these subjects in that ebook that I am offering to you. All around all these different mindset issues. So generally, I always encourage people to start with the business plan. You're going to find a ton of answers in there. If you do not find them inside that business plan once you have done it, it's one of those outside things that you need to learn. You may not know how to market. You may not know how to balance a book. You may not know your ideal client. You may not know those things right off the bat, but they're all things that are very, very teachable and very learnable. What a great word. You can learn them. They are things you can learn as you go along.